Oh my gosh. Hey, is this what it feels like? Is this what supporting a winning team feels like? Wow. As you can see along the ticker right there, West Ham 0, Newcastle United 2. Wow. An opening day win. It's been a long time. I feel like that gift. What's it? It's been 10 long years. It's actually been 8, but it's close enough. 8 years or 8 seasons, however you want to call it, since we won on the opening day of the season. 2-0, convincing win. And boy, it feels good. That was a good performance, I must say. The boys will be joining me soon. They're sorting their stuff out. Peter's on another stream. Fumbi's on the way to another show as we speak, so he'll be joining us for briefly. But yeah, what a performance. Newcastle United 2, West Ham 0. A performance away from home, a result away from home in London, because we don't usually win in London as well. So I'm happy. 2 goals for our 2 debutants, or 2 of our debutants, because obviously Jamal Lewis is there as well. But he put in a stellar performance as well, I must admit. But overall, Brucelloda football. Brucelloda football. I'm coining that phrase. Whoever told me that phrase, sorry, I'm having that. Brucelloda football. What do you know about that? Oh, wow. Get your comments, guys, in the comment section below. What did you make of the performance? Whether you're a Newcastle fan, whether you're not a Newcastle fan, whether you're a West Ham fan, let us know what you thought of the game. I thought it was, from start to finish, we pretty much bossed it. You know, they had a couple of chances, hit the bar twice, but again, awesome performance. Get in, Toonami, yes. Retro NUFC, get in, my son. Great performance from start to finish. I'm going to go through the lineup quickly before the boys come in. Newcastle United, of course. Darlow didn't have much to do. Manquillo, I thought Manquillo was going to be the weakest link. He actually proved that he played very well. In fact, got a pre-assist. I'm going to give him the pre-assist. Obviously, Hendrick got the assist for Callum Wilson's goal, but he put the cross in. And then obviously Hendrick backheaded it, and there was Wilson there to kind of stab it home. It could have been chalked off, you know, if that goal was scored against me, you know, it could have been chalked off because he had his boot very high. But again, it was given. And Wilson's off the mark now. 8 in 9. 8 in 9 against West Ham. He loves a goal against West Ham. So, yeah. And then the second one, Miggy's obviously on the pitch, lays it off. Jeff Hendrick puts foot through it. Yeah, some of that. And yeah, the West Ham fans are not blowing bubbles anymore. I'm sorry. But yeah, as I was saying, I was going through the team. I got sidetracked. Lascelles and Fernandez are, so again, good performance. I'd say that is our main 2, so to speak, in terms of centre half pairings, but not bad. Didn't have much to do, I thought. And then Lewis, as I said, the first of our 3 new signings. So I've got signed off. There you go. First of our 3 new signings. Again, solid performance. That's what you need. That is what you need at the back. Oh, here we go.
Yes.
I was waiting for you to join. I was just wasting time going through the team. But yes, here we go. We've got positive Pete. Very positive, as you can see.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. That was a stellar performance, bro. Stellar. Bruce alone, baby.
Seriously, like we've talked in the build up to this game about what type of Newcastle and what type of performance we wanted to see, and that was exactly the type of performance we wanted to see from them tonight. You know what? It was actually really enjoyable to watch, and we don't normally say that when we're watching Newcastle United. You know what I mean? But actually, it was a really, really good performance from those boys. I'm just literally, I've had to change position on where I am so I can see the TV. And just listening to Callum Wilson's interview, but he must be buzzing, man. He must be absolutely buzzing right now.
I was just saying to the people listening, I was like, he's got 89 goals against West Ham. Loves to go against West Ham, and possibly could have been ruled off because, you know, he had his feet a little bit high. But you know what? Nah. Forget it. But again, I'm just like, Pete, is it a case of we played awesome, but they played badly, or was it a kind of a mix between the two? What would you reckon, Barry?
No, it was. I think it was a case of we played them into the ground. Really, you know, we right from the beginning we wanted with that lineup. That lineup said to me, it was going with attacking intent, having two strikers, which we never have up front.
Two
That
strikers at the
told
same
me
time.
Exactly, and you know, I mean, that told me that we were looking to score goals and we were looking to attack, and that's exactly what we did. And you know, in that first half, we looked like the home team. We were putting them under pressure, and we were backing them into a corner. And we were, to be fair, we were unlucky that we didn't get the goal in the first half. But the boys were fantastic. Every single one of them, really, really good. Even Darlow was good. You know what I mean? I'm his biggest critic, but you know what? Fair play to him, man.
He didn't have much to do, to be fair. I mean, I'm not trying to sound out of word to West Ham fans, but we pretty much dominated, barring the two chances that they had, which hit the crossbar. And I can't really remember much from them. I really can't. And I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be biased as possible, but I think we just bossed it from start to finish. The two of the new boys got 2 goals. Hendrick's goal. Hello.
Fantastic strike. And you know what? Like in that position, it needed an element of composure, and he had that. You know, when it's falling onto your right foot and you want to hit it first time, but the defender's blocking the angle, it's you know, you can sometimes just get caught up in the moment and try to go further and further wide, and before you know it, you've not got the angle to shoot. He just composed himself, just dragged the space, bang, straight into the top corner. Fantastic finish.
I'll tell you what, me and you and Fumbi have had many a chat on here about Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz who? Kai who?
Yeah.
We got Jeff Hendrick, mate.
Hendricks is pulling off movements like that. We don't need him, you know what I mean? He's going to want to come to us.
I mean, listen, Kai, there's still time, mate. You can make a little change around if you need to, but I don't know if you're going to get into the starting level with Jeff Hendrick on board. You know what I mean? Jeff Hendrick bossing it down the right-hand side. He had ASM just doing what he does always. Shelby and Hayden. Hayden, as I said on Twitter yesterday, best central defensive midfielder in the Prem. I don't care. Come at me. I don't care. Declan who? Declan who?
Well, this is it. You know what I mean? The other season when it was all about Rice and Sean Longstaff and they gave it all the big and blah, 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 blah. Right, you put Hayden up in there today against Declan Rice. I'm not even joking. For 85 minutes, I didn't even know Declan Rice was on the pitch. I'm not even joking. Like I'm not even being biased to Newcastle. I'm just being genuinely honest. For 85 minutes, I did not see that guy on the pitch, and that tells you everything about it. He's meant to be the England regular. Yeah, it might be for one game.
Sorry, Lewis Payne, Hendrick. I love it.
Lewis, I take that all day long.
Hey, he was bossing, and you know what? In the first half, he was saying, is that a poor touch? Look, I could see what he was doing. He was pretty much protecting Mankiw in that sense because he was coming in, but at the same time, anytime he was getting dragged out wide with Cresswell bombing forward, protecting him, that was it. On the other side, nothing. You weren't getting no change out of Jamal Lewis at all. No, nothing. And again, he bossed it. That's what happens when we have a proper left back, Pete. We've got a proper left back, mate.
Honestly, it is great to see that link up in the first half was fantastic. You know, ASM was slightly inside to allow Jamal Lewis to just make those runs in behind. And it was nice to have a left back that can deliver a ball.
I know. What I mean? It's crazy, isn't it? Someone who can actually cross. Like, the link up with ASM, beautiful. Mwah, mwah. Sorry, bro.
And that was it. It was just fantastic to see. And it wasn't just aimless crosses into the box. He was looking for a man. So he'd be going near post for Carroll to try and get something on it. He'd be going into the middle of the penalty area, sort of like in between the penalty spot, 6-yard box. But he was going there knowing that Callum Wilson would be there looking. So they were playing the balls at the right time, and that was the key. That was it. It's not just putting a ball into the box for the sake of it. It was actually looking to find a man and to make something happen. And that was one game in. When they start to build up a partnership and an understanding, you know,
forget about it.
I mean, I'm not overhyping it, but what I'm saying is that from what we've seen tonight, and they've had a week to train together. You 2, 3, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks of playing together, what these guys could potentially cook up against some of these Premier League teams. Fantastic to see. Really good.
Now, I've got to say, and obviously because he got the goal, it's impressive. But Callum Wilson overall, very, very good, very, very good. Like everything, has to get a round of applause because even from the hold-up play to just little dinks into the box for other people as well, crosses into the box, everything. This is what we've been missing, bro. This is what we're missing. A proper forward. Do you know what I mean?
Look, it's been so good to see a proper striker playing for our club up front. Like, a striker that you've got confidence in, that you can trust. Literally 2-3 minutes into the game, he's making those runs into the channels. Like, I used to talk about Dwight Gale. And talk about his, why he becomes effective in the game, because he makes those little runs into the channel, pulls the defenders away. He was doing that, but 10 times better today. The movements, he was pulling defenders all over the place. Defenders didn't want to follow him, but they had to because they knew how dangerous he was. Pulling defenders all over the place, his work rate. You know what? The boy can hold the ball up as well. We don't need a target man up there necessarily because he was winning headers. He was holding the ball up with his chest, his knee, his legs, bringing other players into play, spinning off, making those runs into the channel. Gets his goal because he's the fox in the box that we needed. He had everything today. Yeah, everything today. He was fantastic.
I can't fault him at all. In fact, let me ask you this: is that our starting 11, barring Dubravka for Darlow probably? But is that our starting 11 with everyone else involved?
I would say away from home, it would not surprise me if that's how we set up going into this season. Away from home, three potential midfielders with Hendrick supporting the right every now and again, like you said, supporting Manquillo, but ultimately staying in the centre. And then you've got Shelvey and Hayden. Those three, providing that defensive cover. It wouldn't surprise me if that looks like the starting lineup. However, at home, I think we're going to go for teams, and that's where the likes of Fraser may come in. So maybe a Hayden or a Shelvey or a Hendricks comes out of the team to allow the attacking midfielder, or Carroll may come out of the team to allow Callum Wilson going up top on his own, and then we have an extra winger up there as an attacking threat. So we kind of end up with saint-maximin, Fraser, and Wilson as a front three. But it's nice to have that option, and I think we'll play a certain way away from home today, a little bit like how we saw today. But yeah, look, if we're going to put performances in like that, you know what I mean, I don't really mind it at all. I don't really mind what type of formation they play. Just great to see.
I was going to say, like, it was a bit of a shock to me. I don't know if it was a shock to you that Miggy got dropped. Well, you can't really say dropped because it's the first game of the season, but you would expect Miggy to partake in that. But we've actually now got strength and depth, like especially in the midfield area. That is strange. That is almost alien to me, Pete. Like, we've got strength and depth. We can put Almiron on the bench, Fraser on the bench, Joe Linton, albeit he was on the bench. In fact, I hope Joe Linton was taking notes, bro. I hope he was writing down. So is this how you play as a number 9? But again, to have Almiron on the bench, once he was our record signing, like literally about just over a year ago, and now he's on the bench, bro. On the bench.
And like I say, in other games this season, like I say, particularly at home, I think we might have set up a little bit differently. And that's where I think Almiron may come in and play. But ultimately, it was great to see. And, Hendricks got himself forward. He got himself a goal. It's now time for the likes of Sean Longstaff and Miggy to step up. Because if they don't step up, they're not going to play. It's the same with Matty Longstaff. I know he's injured at the moment, but he's looking at that and he's thinking, I'm going to have to step up my game 15, 20, 25% to get into that starting midfield lineup, because those boys were fantastic today. And this is what it's about. And we've both said it, we've both talked about it before, in that it's okay having a good 11, but the players that are coming in need to be better than our current 11 to allow those other 11 to be a stronger squad together. And this season, more so than any other, we're going to have a lot of games in a short space of time. So those players that are on the bench today, you Riches, who's not even been talked about, Fraser, Miggy. You know what I mean? You've got players like that are on the bench today. Okay, Joe Linton as well, throw him in there. Those players will be needed at some point. You know, we've got cup games, we've got lots of league games coming thick and fast. Those players are going to be needed, and they're all going to play a part. But if they want to be getting into the first 11, they need to be on point.
I've got some nice messages here for Callum Wilson, of course, from Steve saying, great to see Wilson. Actually looks like he wants to be here, which is nice. We haven't had that many times in the past.
There you go.
Phil saying Wilson wears the shirt with pride from the first minute. Excellent. I mean, he even looked a bit pissed off when he came off, which I kind of like to see, you know. Like, I want to see my forward being pissed off because he wants to play all the game. He probably smelt goals. He did smell goals.
He wanted more. He wanted more goals, and rightly so. He's got a whiff of it today. He's got his first goal for the club. Effectively the winning goal today. He's buzzing right now, but at the same time, he's only been training with us a week. You know, we need to look after him as well as we did with saint-maximin. We brought him off for 15 minutes.
Hold on, Pete. I've got breaking news. I've got Mr. Funky in the house. In the house.
Yeah, boy. 2-0.
I literally saw Hendrick's goal, and I had to go on stage. Hey, when I saw the goal, I jumped out my seat. Hey, you know what, It messages me saying, they're saying Hendrick's got a poor first touch. But he just started balling in the second half.
Yeah, he did.
Wait, I see it on Twitter. I see it on Twitter. People say, Hendrick's got a poor first touch. And then I was like, hold on a minute. You see what I'm seeing?
Did you see that finish?
Top bins. Kai who?
Hey, once Callum Wilson and Jamal Lewis get that relationship popping, we're going to be a problem, you know. Like, we were comfortable at the back. I didn't really feel West Ham had anything for us.
Me, why you keep going about Kai Havertz, bro? We've got Jeff Hendrick, mate. Hendrick studio.
Hey, I know Kai ain't going to do that on his debut. How about that? Hey, I still wasn't sure about the Jolinton, Carroll, and Wilson thing. That was not working.
Oh yeah. Hold on. The subs. Sorry. With much as I got to give Bruce the praise, the subs is not working for me. Bringing on Jolinton one for ASM. I know ASM was getting kicked all over the park. I know, but also who did he bring on? He brought Mickey on for who else did he bring on?
Carroll. No, for
No, for someone else who baffled me as well.
For Hayden, I think.
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson came off.
You brought off ASM and Wilson. I didn't get that.
Hendrick was balling. Did you see the pass he did when he turned around, lofted it to Mankilo, and Mankilo played a real short, too close to the goalkeeper? We could have been 2-0 up then.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this guy is confident. Like, he had touches. He got the header for the first goal. But Callum Wilson scoring on his debut. Hey, listen here, we couldn't write this. 2 new signings, 2 goals.
There you go.
I mean, this is what happens when you got a little bit. Imagine that, a smidgen of investment. A little bit of money. Imagine if we actually spent actual money all the time. You know what it was?
My only disappointment is we didn't sign Jordan Ayew to complete the piece tonight.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Nah. We didn't even bring on Ryan Fraser. That's how deep we're in the streets right now.
That's what I said for me. We've got strength and depth, bro.
Fraser and Richie weren't even considered today. You know what I mean? He didn't even come off the bench. And that's what Clinton was saying just before you came on, is that we've got options from the squad now. We've got a squad of players. And look, we're not done yet. We're not done. You know what I mean? There's still movement to be had on some players to get out, and there's a potential to bring 1 or 2 players in. We've already talked about one centre back. Okay, there's an opportunity to bring another centre back in. There's an opportunity to move around 1 or 2 of the right backs and maybe move a right back in. There's a potential to buffer up another right side of midfield. There's a lot of talk today about Jacob Murphy going to Rangers. On loan or maybe even permanent. So there's an opportunity to bring in another right-sided midfielder or just a attacking midfielder. So there's options there. Yeah, and it's looking good. I was really gone.
What do you think of Jamal Lewis today, man?
Baller, absolute baller.
You know when you know you signed quality. You know when you know you signed quality. Yeah. Like, bro, we signed quality.
But you know what? We just used to seeing rubbish though. Like anything is an upgrade. Do you know what I mean? No disrespect to Willems and Rose, but we needed prime left back. We need people in their prime, not people that oh, they're just looking for a club. Like we signed Jamal Lewis in his prime. He's got years to come if he stays with us that long. And he just showed it.
Put it this way. There's a reason why Liverpool wanted to sign him.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Liverpool wanted to sign him. And he's proving it right now. The guy's 22 years old, right? He's athletic. He's tall. So he's not like a he's not like a Yedlin type fullback. He's got height. So he's good in the air. He's an athlete. So he can run. We saw that today. The guy can just run on the ball. He's got ability technically because he can cross a ball in. He has everything. He really does.
He's the merge. He's the merge that we've been looking for because we've been saying, Dummett, great defending, but he gets nosebleed when he goes forward. Or Willems is great going forward, but poor going back. He had everything in the locker and probably more. And more. He barely got tested. And I'm not like looking with my black and white tinted goggles on. He had more in the locker, I believe me. And he's a young buck as well.
I started to see him and ASM like they don't know each other yet. Once they get that, I got you passing spin going. Problems. And Callum Wilson, what? That's a striker, bro.
Yeah,
that's a striker.
100%.
That's
100%. We said it.
That's how strikers would be. This is me. Oh, that's a striker.
we said it though, didn't we? We said it's nice to have an actual proper striker at this club. We've now got one. It's great to see, man. 100%.
Hey, Jolinton doesn't get that. That's the saddest part. He doesn't get that goal.
He's looking at that thinking, how am I going to play? How am I going to play at that level? You know what I mean? You're joking. He's thinking, how am I going to play at that level?
Like, I didn't even see Wilson in the box yet. I just saw the flick on, but his reaction, he was so on it. But Jolinton does not do this.
Yeah, and that's it. He's just not. He hasn't got that attacking instinct. He hasn't got that instinct to get on the end of things and put the ball in the net.
Even in the first half, I don't know if you noticed, Callum Wilson, I think he hit the side net and then he had a header that went wide. But you could see he was just warming up to it. Both balls from Jamal Lewis. I was like, you know what? Once this gets popping, we're nice.
And that's it. You look at that type of striker, and it literally took him 45 minutes to get up to speed to know where we needed to be when players are going to put the ball in. What type of positions do I need to be in the right position to get on the end of it? And he was feeling it out. Jamal Lewis put some balls in, Mankiller put some balls in, and he was, like I say, the first half he was feeling himself around to know where he needed to be. Second half, bang, that's where I need to be. Got on the end of it, goal. The winning goal.
It's funny because someone said Mankiller doesn't take on a fullback. And I was like, it's so true. He doesn't. But he took on the fullback. This is me. So you got that in your locker all this time.
Yeah. but if you got
feeling brave.
Think about it. We've been playing such a defensive system that he hasn't had the freedom to be able to take on that guy because he's thinking about going the other end constantly, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, this is us being a bit presumptuous now. But if we were to sign someone else, who else would we sign? I mean, like. Phil said that we should get another forward across the line. I don't know if we're going to sign another forward.
Troy Deeney.
I wouldn't mind. I think we should sign another centre half. That's the only thing I think we'll sign.
You know what it is? I understand the Carroll thing, innit? Wear them down a bit and then bring on some quality. I get it. But I can't watch 60 minutes of that. I just can't. I can't. It's too much. It's too much. It's too sluggish, man. I need movement.
He did his thing. He did his thing today. But when Gale comes back, I think it'll be a different story. I think we'll play on the counter. We'll play with pace. Do you imagine that? ASM, Gale, Wilson, hello, Mickey, all of this.
Hey, listen. When we went 1-0 up here, I was like, hey, take off Carroll now and unleash the dragon. Bring on Cisco, baby.
Cisco.
The only reason, me personally, I think the only reason that they didn't take Carroll off first and they took Wilson off first is because they were worried about West Ham lumping balls into the box and they wanted Carroll on for his height. I think equally that's why they brought Jolinton on, because what they wanted to do is combat height with height and just stop anything that was coming into the box and getting it out for 5 or 10 minutes. I think that was I genuinely think that's the only reason why Jolinton came on, just because of his height and to cause that problem to stop their Suchek.
Right?
Sorry.
Was it Miggy that gave the assist to Hendricks?
Yeah. Miggy with the assist. So again, he's hungry now. He wants it more.
And you know the funny thing? I'm glad it's like this now because remember we were allowing them to score goals. Now I can say, you know what? If I get like 4 or 5 goals, but I'm banking in them assists, I'm cool too.
There you go. That's it. And to be fair, he's thinking in his mind, I've got to be getting a goal or an assist in order to win myself a place in the team.
Yeah.
And that's the
And he
thing
turned
as well.
today, was very unselfish. Listen, I didn't even see Hendricks. I didn't even see him in the box. And when he took the first touch, I thought he was going to try and curl it around him. Blood. What I saw, I said the ref should book him for that because there was no need for that at 87th minute. There's no need for that. Hey, you know when you kill the spirit of the other team? You know when you're just like, raw.
Listen, by the way, guys, we haven't won on the opening game of the season in 8 seasons, 8 years, 8 seasons, however you want to call it. 8.
Blood. Remember I told you, Clinton, I said, listen, this is the one time we might actually be able to win our first game on the opening day of the season. This is the one time. And so we have to take it.
100%.
From BP, make sure you get your passport ready because it might be European football, baby.
Oh,
I'm just saying, maybe. It might be. So make sure you get them books ready, that stamps ready. European football.
Hey, I need to ask Pete. Carl Darlow, talk to me. What do you reckon?
You know what? I've got to give a little bit of a clap there. Look, you know how I feel about Carl Darlow. Yep. Look, if someone had offered me 500,000 in this summer window, I'd have accepted it. 500,000 just to get him out the door. That's how much I don't rate him. However, he didn't have a lot to do, but when he was called upon, particularly in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, he collected the ball. He was like he made use of the time. His distribution was good as well today. I think there was one where he scuffed it a little bit, but other than that, his distribution up the pitch was really good. So you know what? This is what I want. I want players to prove me wrong, and he did today. So fair play.
And plus, look what we brought on. We brought on Miguel, Matty Longstaff, and Joelinton. Minus Joelinton.
Sean.
Sean Longstaff. Yeah, Sean Longstaff.
Yeah.
Sean Longstaff was starting.
Where's Matty?
He's injured. He's injured.
Sean Longstaff was starting a couple of seasons ago. So now we're bringing them man on. And now Hendrick just scored his opening goal. Everyone's like this. Oh, hell no. Hell no. He ain't going to take my spot. Because he's thinking to the gap. You know I'm starting next week. Right?
Wait, Lewis is on it. Lewis, look, Champions League football, here we come. Look, Lewis knows the score.
Top of the league, man.
Hey,
Top of the league.
Hernandez and Lascelles. Remember we called it, Pete? Hernandez and Lascelles has to be our centre back.
Yeah.
Hernandez is a clean-up guy. Hey, Isaac Hayden. Bro.
Big. And you know what? He got his yellow card really early on.
That hurt me.
Yellow card really early on, but actually he managed the game and was still defensively strong all the way throughout that second half, and still outplayed Declan Rice.
Oh my God!
Wait.
Listen, I've been telling people about Isaac Hayden.
Listen,
listen, put some respect on his name, Isaac Hayden.
You man, the only time I saw Declan was when he was leaving the pitch.
Yeah. What did I say before you came on? Fumbi, seriously, before you came on, I said that to Clinton. I said, for 85 minutes, I didn't even know my man was playing.
I didn't know my man was playing until he was walking up. This is me. All right, they played him.
And it was the same for Gerard Bowen as well. Exactly the same for Gerard Bowen. I saw him at like 82 minutes. I was like, where did he come from? Did he come off the bench? I had to check. He started the game.
Isaac Hayden is such a clean-up guy. Just tight. You know that yellow card? I thought, you know what? I thought it was a bit harsh, but whatever. It wasn't, a clumsy tackle. He didn't need to make the tackle. And I was really worried because I was thinking this is early to get a yellow card for a defensive mid. Yeah. But he kept his cool. He had one bit rush of blood where he could have, but he was like, I didn't panic. But yeah, man, what a performance, man.
There's a couple man on Twitter that need to be listening to this conversation because when I put out Hayden, people was like, sniggering and that. But
no,
Hayden is that guy. Hayden was that guy.
Him.
Even look, Steve Crow saying Declan Rice was in Hayden's pocket all game, lads. When he's pulling out, he's getting keys out, he's getting everything.
Did you see that pass Shelby did for Callum Wilson in the first half?
Brilliant.
From the upper mile end, and just almost split the D. I was like, wow. So now Shelby's got he's so cool because now he can just focus on that distribution.
Yeah.
Put players around him.
That was why Shelby and Gale had a really good relationship in the Championship, because Gale was making those similar type of runs and it allows Shelby to play those balls that he likes to play and split defenses. But he's actually got a striker that's not just going to make those runs, he's going to get the ball and he's going to finish them. And that's the difference. So Shelvey's assist rates could go up this season just off the back of that. His performances in general, because he knows he can play that pass and he's got a forward that's going to get on the end of it. And he's not just going to have to put big lumps into the air and hope that a Carroll or Joe Linton's going to get on the end of it. So what it does, having just a quality striker up there just opens it up for so many other players on the pitch to be able to play their natural game. Like we talked about, Jamal Lewis. He weren't overly worried about what he was doing back there because his athleticism will get him back. But he was pushing their fullbacks and wingers all the way back the other end of the pitch because he was running and running and running. And their right back, Fredericks, Jesus, he's going to have nightmares tonight. He'll have nightmares. He had ASM right on that left-hand side that was tearing him to shreds. Jamal Lewis that was just running rings around him. And then just when he thinks he's got rest, when ASM comes off, Miggy comes on. Miggy tears him up as well.
Long day. Although I gotta give him props. Was it him who tracked back ASM when ASM was like this, sprinting? Do you see that run?
Yeah.
I missed him.
ASM was about 10 yards behind him.
Yeah.
And then he still caught up with him and still got in front of him. That's how quick ASM is. Lightning. Usain Bolt lightning quick.
And bear in mind, guys, these men have barely had a pre-season together because they weren't all playing together. So they don't even know their best movements yet. And if you're Matt Ritchie, anyone on that bench, who wouldn't want to get into this team now? Like, it was just so nice seeing decent borders.
Scary, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've actually got options. We've got
options. Like, we're not hanging on for just bare minimums. Like, I was actually like, you know what? We're managing this game really well. We got our 2 goals at very good times. And we just killed the West Ham. Just killed them to sleep.
Yeah,
clean sheet.
But this is the key now. This is it. And I don't know, Clinton, I don't know if you're going to go on to this in a second, right? We've got this. We've got this 2-0 win. We played really, really good football today. But we got Brighton at home next weekend. We've got an opportunity now to take it to 6 points and put them for the sword. You know what I mean? This is it. Like, I was worried about Darlow being in goal, but actually, if we're going to perform as a unit like this, we've got an opportunity here to hit 6 points early on. Now, I don't know the last time we won two games in a row back to back. I don't know the last time that happened. Might have been the season we finished 5th. I'm not sure. But actually, you know, we need to take this into the next game and really, you know, really go at Brighton big time. We owe them one at our place because in the last few years we haven't performed against them at our place. We've allowed them to be in the game.
They cause us problems, Pete, because they're dogged, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was just nice as well to see Callum and Hendrick. Not only did they score, it was like, thank God we're scoring and we're playing for a team like Newcastle.
Yeah.
Like, they were happy. Like, oh my God, buzzing. So now I just feel like they'll think to themselves, we feel part of the team now. If the home crowd were there, if that was at home and Callum Wilson scored his debut, they'll probably start naming their children Callum.
Hold on. I've got a good question here from JGK Productions. What's your thoughts on the front three? And before you answer that, West Ham Fan TV are in the house. Shout out my boy Dan Lawless. I'm gonna head over to there soon just to give him some background. But we got to answer this question. What's your thought on the front three? So who do we have? Wilson, causing nightmares, AFC, and then Carroll as well. And that's just
I don't think much of that front three. That's not going to be the season front three.
Don't
Carroll has to go. I'm sorry, he's too lumpy for me. I like it, but no. Callum, ASM, and Fraser. That's the front three I want to be seeing.
I think we're being maybe a little bit harsh on Carroll. I think he played all right. I think he linked really well with Wilson. I think he was winning a lot of balls. He was the thing with Carroll is that he did a lot of work today that a lot of people wouldn't have seen. He occupied the centre backs to allow Callum Wilson to make those runs into the channel and in and behind. So he did the dogged work. He was the one putting his body about. And that doesn't always get seen. So I didn't think he did too bad. And he linked quite well with Callum Wilson. But as I said to Clinton, I said, I think at home, you could probably take Carroll out and put a Ryan Fraser in and go full pace, full attack, and really go at defences. And you can be attacking and not worry too much about what's behind you. I think Carroll will be played a lot away from home to play that role that he played tonight. But I think there is room to manoeuvre that. But that's the beauty of having a good squad to choose from.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Dan saying I'm ready to get it over with. Head over to that channel soon. I'll be over there giving it some banter. But I agree with you, Pete. Carroll, again, for these sort of games, very physical, bring players in. I like the way Wilson was playing off the left, cutting in. He had one chance that just went over the bar, I believe. So again, he can play off the left, but he can also play as the focal point as well. When Gale comes in as well, don't forget my boy Dwight Gale, pace upon pace upon pace. I know you're shaking your head for me. I don't know what you're shaking your head for, man.
Like you'll come back in January, fam. I'm looking at this team right now. I'm just gassed about these, man. By January, we'll probably be in Champions League position. Tell Gale to go start warm up for the summer, bro.
It's good to think of Dwight Gale, but I'll be honest with you. With by the time he comes back in January, with 6 months to go on his contract, I honestly don't think he's going to play much for us now. I think this season was going to be his season to prove he deserved another contract. But I think this bigger injury, being out for 4 or 5 months, I think that's ended his career at Newcastle, if I'm honest. And I think that's why I think Steve Bruce will probably bring in. He'll get rid of Muto. There's lots of talk that teams in Germany today, lots of talk that teams in Germany want to take Muto. I think Muto will go. I think we'll bring in another striker. If we could bring in someone like Ryan Brewster or Troy Deeney and someone to play as that third option of a striker, I think what they'll do, they'll keep that striker through January to the end of the season and maybe just then see Gale out in January and get him to find another club. I think that'll be the next move.
Damn,
hey, you man, I'm sorry, man. I gotta go, man. I gotta run underground, man. But hey,
No worries,
3 points. I'll holler at you, man. Hey, we'll do it. I'm gassing it. We'll just do another one in it. But yeah, 3 points.
Yeah, man.
Go enjoy your show, bro.
Right, we're gonna win that one too. Hey, love.
Enjoy your night, bro. Enjoy your night. Take care,
bro. That's Fumbi Gold. Fumbi's off to perform as a show. If you haven't seen by now, Fumbi's a comedian. Go check out his stuff on Twitter. Amazing guy. And obviously, as you see, he brings the personality, brings the banter, and he's a Newcastle fan as well. So make sure you support him. We're going to wrap it up soon, but we just got a couple more things to get through before we do. Just talk about obviously this front three. Like, I'm still not convinced. Why are you trying to get rid of Gale for, man? Like, I know we got options.
I'm not.
Come on.
I'm not trying to get rid of him at all. But I just think personally with the guy in the last year of his contract, right? You look at Javier Manquillo, for example. This time last year, had a year left on his contract. He put in a performance after performance for a full season to be able to earn his right to win a new contract. For me, Dwight Gale will come in at January, where you've got an up-to-speed Callum Wilson, and up to speed potentially, if he stays fit, Andy Carroll, potentially another third striker in there if we get one, and they're all going to be up to speed. And if we're having a good season, he ain't going to get a sniff. Now he's going to have to play games, a lot of games in that second half of the season to one, prove his fitness, and two, to prove he deserves another contract. For me, I don't think he'll have enough time once he's fit and ready to go to prove himself. There's even talk about him not even being named in the 25 squad up until January, which is when they get to reassess it again. That for me says a lot. So I'm not here like trying to put shade on his name or anything like that. He had a good end to restart and he scored a few goals. But this was going to be the season for him to prove that he could, one, be a Premier League player, and two, be a Premier League player for Newcastle and score goals with us. And I just don't think he's going to have enough time to do it. And with 6 months left on his contract, if they have an option of getting 2 or 3 million for him even, and getting something for him rather than nothing, I think the club will do that.
I suppose we've got to end it on the last question, and we're going looking ahead now to the next game against Brighton. Do we go with the same team and the same formation going into the next game?
I think it would be extremely harsh and very, very difficult to not go in with that same team. However, I want Ryan Fraser to be getting minutes. And we need him to be getting minutes. If he's going to get up to speed, yes, it's great that he's getting, that he's training with the lads and all the rest of it. He'll have a week under his belt, ready for next Sunday, I think is when we play. Great, but he needs minutes on the pitch. And if we're saying he couldn't play today because he's not had minutes, he needs to be playing as of next week to be getting minutes. So, you know, there's again, I don't think he'll start, but you've got options here. You've got options. I just think, you know, we could be going more attacking by having maybe a Ryan Fraser on the right hand side, Callum Wilson through the middle, ASM on the left. You've got your 3 centre midfielders in there doing that job. There's scope there to continue with that. But I think we'll probably stay the same. We'll try and be dogged and hit Brighton on the counter attack.
Okay, right, we'll call it a day there. Final score once again: West Ham 0, Newcastle United 2. An opening day win for us. It's been a long time, 8 long seasons, or 8 long years, however you want to call it, and 2 goals for our 2 debutants, or 2 of our debutants, in Callum Wilson and Jeff Hendrick. I've been Clinton Ford. That's been Pete. Bumby's out doing jokes and whatnot, earning his crust. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you.